Hi, I'm Mark Clegg for the Photographer Academy and welcome to the Flash Facts series. This is where I've broken down the kind of the secrets or the problems or the techniques of flash photography, whether you're a Speedlite photographer or you're just getting started with your off-camera flash, or you're kind of more advanced, or you're looking to get into studio flash photography. I'm trying to kind of unravel the kind of the techniques for you so you can understand fully what the different settings are, how to best kind of get going. Plus, we're going to look at pros and cons of each different section, as well as some tips and things really. So the Flash series, you can obviously watch lots of video content on the Academy website itself, but the Flash Facts series is breaking down each section at a time for you. Hope you enjoy it. So if you're looking to bring more drama to your images using Flash, the quickest way to do this is by overpowering the ambient light source. By overpowering the ambient light, basically, and then readjusting the flash power to meet the new working exposure, we can dramatically actually change the whole scene. So when we kind of walk into the image like we are here, the first thing to do is meter, in this case, for the sky, because I want actually drama in the clouds and the detail in the clouds, and then I want to underexpose it a little bit. So in other words, if I was photographing, let's say at 125th at f4 here, I could either overpower the ambient by just quickly changing the aperture up one stop, or I could change the shutter speed up one stop, as it were. So by doing that, it will darken the whole scene, and then obviously the flash power needs to be adjusted to get back to the new working aperture. Now, one of the quickest ways to also work, if you're looking for this technique, is instead of changing the aperture, you use your shutter speed to overpower the ambient, because basically flash has no real effect on the ambient light within the scene, except if the ambient light in the scene is brighter than the flash. So in other words, when the flash is being made to be the brightest item, in other words, what hits our subject, we're in control. Then the ambient is just actually what is being used to kind of fill in the shadows and everything else with it. So I would actually, as I said, go to this scene, measure for the cloud, underexpose the cloud by a stop, and then basically set the flash power straight away to work it. So if we're looking at this image now, you can see of John the model, and basically this is the ambient light underexposed, in fact, by close to 2 stops. Then what we've done is remetered the actual flash to give us our working new aperture, to kind of hit the actual image itself. But as I was saying to you, in fact, the easiest way, in fact, instead of worrying about aperture, is to work on just the shutter speed. So an example, if the working environment for the likes of John there was a 60th at f4 at 100 ISO, then all I really need to do it a one stop is actually change my shutter speed to 125th, and then straight away the ambient light is reduced by one stop. So in other words, the shadow detail is very dark. Any kind of brights and lights in the scene are being underexposed by a stop. And so all I've got to do with the flash then is actually continue to work in exactly the same way. So if I want to work with, you know, the ambient light in the kind of a fill level, and then I want to create some drama, all I've really got to do is to make sure that I've got control. So in other words, the 60th at f4 is the working environment, set the flash onto f4, great shot. Then I actually want to bring more drama to the scene, change my shutter speed, keep to the same aperture. That means I don't need to adjust the flash in any way. I tend to work in manual flash, you know that, because it makes it quicker and it makes sure that the flash isn't being fooled that I need to actually lift more detail within the scene. Try it around with TTL as well, but I use a manual flash most of the time. So if you'd like to know more about the Photographer Academy, head over to thephotographeracademy.com and go over to the lighting section here, and you can see that there's lots of different topics and content for you to go ahead and actually watch immediately. As a member, you'll be able to actually click in and then watch and download the films. To join, just click onto the Join Academy on the website kind of links, and you'll just bring it over to here. And as you can see, you can join for as little as £33 for 3 months. But in addition, of course, it's not just our film content. There's also lots of other assets to download, including brushes for Photoshop, smart objects for Photoshop, 100 backgrounds for you to use, as well as actions. Plus, we've got some great visual posing guide apps for you to download and put onto your smart device.